she had some.
We should also have Dom let us know if we have any questions because I can grab my iPad.
Oh, we're on?
Are we live? Is this happening?
Are we live?
We're live.
Yeah, we're kind of...
Let me grab my iPad so we can follow along.
Yeah, because in case we get some questions.
Right. So. Questions. Love them.
So who do we got here, Leo?
So today we're here with Julie Reisner, right?
Mm-hmm.
From Kalamazoo.
That's me.
Yep. Every time I see you, I feel like I have another pair of glasses on.
Probably. I have probably about 20 pair.
20
Really?
pair?
Mm-hmm. 20 pair.
That's sweet.
Mm-hmm. I wear them every day.
Yeah.
Gotta go with your personality.
Accessorize.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been at 5-star? And like a realtor and 5-star.
Okay, so I figured this out. I've been a realtor. Well, no, I've been in real estate for 9 years.
Okay.
But I've only been licensed for 4. Okay?
Okay.
I was an assistant to an agent prior
Sure.
to that. And then I've been at 5-star for 3 years.
3 years.
Ish,
Okay. You're
roughly.
kind of one of the anchor agents down in Kalamazoo.
No,
right?
there was a lot more before me. I
think you're one of the anchors.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I love it.
Consistently in the top 20, you're having success.
I
You're
am.
building stuff.
I am.
You're
I
having
love
fun.
it. Oh, yeah.
You're
Love,
in a season
love,
of
love.
clarity, thinking you
I
said.
am. I am
Those
in a
are
very
nice.
big season of clarity, which I love. That's you know, a lot of clarity comes when I'm either laying my head down to go to sleep
Sure.
or in the shower.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yep.
That's cool. Well, we're going to talk about your business a little bit. We're going to
Okay.
get to know you a little bit.
Yep.
But before we do that, don't be intimidated by any of this. Hopefully this will disappear and we'll have a normal conversation. Are you okay?
Sure.
Yes. And then, so we're going to play a game. So I will throw these out and you just give your answer that pops in your head.
Do we all get to play this
and
game?
all 3 of us will answer.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I want to play.
Okay.
Too. I really want to play.
So here we go. Favorite dessert?
Chocolate cake.
Chocolate mousse.
Oh my gosh. I would have to say
Something fancy.
creme brulee.
Yeah. See, I knew it was going to be something fancy.
American Idol or The Voice?
America's Got Talent. I'm going off that.
Oh.
America's Got
AGT.
Talent. AGT is I like better.
American Idol.
Excuse me.
I thought you said AGT.
I was abbreviating.
Oh, which one
was
is
saying, I
yours?
know what you're.
I'm sorry.
I would go with the OG, American Idol.
American Idol. Favorite.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead,
It's
Leo.
supposed to be rapid.
Rapid, let's go.
Favorite number?
9.
17.
4.
Plane or road trip?
Both have benefits. I want to buy a van and go on a road trip, kind of like Audrey.
good.
So,
I like to take a plane.
I would rather go for a road trip.
Okay. Where to get your news from?
the interweb.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't like watching it. I don't watch a lot of live TV, so usually it comes either through my feed or if I go search for it online.
Facebook.
Apple News.
Yeah, I mean, Apple News a
yeah.
lot.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. I have a diaper dog.
Yeah.
Do you know about
You're
Taco?
you're a real dog lover. If you have a diaper dog.
I love my dog.
Yeah.
He is a 10-year-old Chihuahua who has to wear a diaper all the time.
Why is the diaper there?
Because he's...
He just uses the rest of the
I
time.
can't use the term. Can you bleep this out?
No, we're
Okay,
live.
he's kind of a jerk, and so he has potty issues.
Gotcha.
So I put him in a diaper so I
Yeah.
can leave him more than
Yeah.
30
makes
minutes.
sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Dog all the way. Dogs all the way.
I'm neither.
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 I don't like.
Agnostic.
I don't like to live with pets.
But you
I
have
do.
a dog.
My family has a dog. Yes.
Oh, okay. I see you. I see you.
So favorite holiday?
4th of July.
That's what Lindsay Dykstra said.
4th of
That's
July.
Mine is
It
Christmas.
is a fun weekend. It is an awesome week.
Mine's
Usually-
Christmas.
There's no pressure.
Usually-
That's
yeah,
why I
usually-
love.
It's usually it's chill, isn't it? Yeah.
You hang out with friends. It's warm. You all know I like warm.
I have to go with like one of the. I either have to go with Thanksgiving or Christmas, just because of the warmth and the food and the wine and the cooking and
Yep.
all that.
Biggest pet peeve.
Oh jeez.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
Hey, I didn't write the questions.
Biggest pet peeve.
Or does that take us down a negative road?
No, I mean, okay. One of my biggest pet peeves is, one of them is my husband will put his head down on the pillow and fall asleep like that. And I'll be up for hours.
Mm.
And then he's snoring, and the dogs are snoring, and that's a pet peeve. So I always poke him,
Yeah.
wake him up.
Leo.
Biggest pet peeve lately? I kind of go like that. Oh, it's the family dog. Sits on the back of the couch, and every time a car comes down the street, it barks.
Oh, I don't like
that is-
barking dogs.
That's all it does.
Yeah.
Barking dogs are no
And
good.
I've tried to train it and tried all the tricks.
Zap it.
But then I realized that's his only excitement in life.
Is
It's just an inside dog.
You live on a cul-de-sac too.
Yeah.
He keeps you safe
For
from
every
cars
neighbor that
passing.
comes down.
He keeps you safe.
So I have 2 pet peeves.
Okay,
First, I have 2 children that don't know how to flush the toilet. Apparently,
there you go.
every time I walk into the bathroom, I'm like, "Flush the toilet." Okay, that's one pet peeve I have. And then
Okay.
the second is
They're trying to conserve the environment.
They're
Yeah.
scared.
You're teaching them young.
the second one is everyone in my family leaves lights on. No matter what room they go into, they exit and leave the light on behind them. Whether it's the pantry, the closet.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't matter. Wherever they go, the lights come on and they never go off.
Yeah.
And so I'm always just like walking around the flipping lights
You're
off.
that dad.
I mean, I'm sort of becoming that dad.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Pretty
think I was.
soon you're going to have like one of those lock boxes on the thermostat. That's going to be you.
I'll have it all wired to my phone where I get notifications if they're on too long. I just flip them off from work. I'm like flipping lights off.
That's kind of a good idea, actually.
Anyways.
House comes alive.
Yeah.
Be scared. What?
I do mess with my family. I have Sonos at home, and so certain times I can flip music on. Depending on what network I'm using, I can like turn music on at the house. I've done it before.
Speaking of dogs, though, we do have a ring system, and every time somebody comes in the perimeter of the house, it goes off, and then they bark. And it could be a rando down the road. Driving that is irritating. I'm with you on that.
So we heard a little bit about how you got started in real estate. You were not licensed or an assistant.
I was
on a
an
team?
assistant to an agent in
Okay.
Kalamazoo. I actually got fired from my job in corporate America, and I say that it was the best, worst thing that ever happened to me because it was
Sure.
horrible at the time to
What
my
kind of work
ego.
was it?
I was a corporate trainer
Okay.
in a financial institution, and I really enjoyed it, but I got fired, which, to your ego, it's a shot,
Sure.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I needed income, so back then you looked online and you actually saw job ads, and I saw this job ad, and I'm like, I can do that. And then I wound up actually just falling in love with not so much real estate per se, but just helping people, and I was very good at it.
Okay.
So
What were you doing in that job that you took exactly? Did I miss that part?
I was just an assistant to an
Okay.
agent. So she
Yeah.
was licensed,
Yeah.
and she would go out and get the deal, but it was a little looser back then, where as an assistant we kind of did everything, even though there was probably a lot of things we shouldn't have done, licensure wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I cut my teeth on a lot that
Nice.
I wouldn't have if I entered the industry now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed helping people. I loved real estate. And when you're not licensed, right, you can't collect commissions.
Right.
And I knew a lot of people, and I referred a lot of people. And one year I gave away so much money, somebody just looked at me and said, "Why don't you get your license?" And I'm like, "I don't know." So that's when I decided
What was
to
the
get
first
licensed.
year like? Because you went from a salary of some position,
Mhm.
and then you went right into real estate, and you
Mhm.
had been familiar with it.
Mhm.
What was the first year like for you? Was it scary? Did you come out of the
Fantastic.
gate and like, whoa?
Yes, I
Okay.
did. I had my first listing within a week of getting licensed.
Wow.
Okay.
It's exciting.
Friends, family.
Yeah.
Friends and family.
So you're
were
well
first.
sphered.
I'm
as-
very well sphered.
Okay.
I have lived, worked, and worshipped in the Kalamazoo area since 2 years, my whole life,
Okay.
and so is my family.
Mhm.
So I know a few people,
Yeah.
right?
No, that's good.
And so that has helped my business a lot. And I work my sphere, probably not in a traditional way, but I work my sphere a lot. So my first year was great. Second year, obviously even better. Third year, amazing. This year, December and January, I wish I could just close up shop and go someplace warm. I don't like these months because they're slow and a lot of self-doubt creeps in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so right out of the gate, I did very, very well.
And how did that happen for you? Did you buy leads?
No.
What did you do to activate or engage your sphere?
Social
That-
media.
So, okay,
I-
how do you use social media then?
I got my license and I bought one of those fancy little nameplates with bling.
Yep.
And I put that in a bottle of wine and some other fun stuff, and I took a picture of it, and that's how I announced it. that I got licensed. And I think that was probably one of my most well-liked posts ever.
Oh.
And I just said, I'm doing a thing. Call me. And they did.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So when you say you work your sphere, not in a
Mhm.
traditional sense, what do you consider traditional, and how do you use it?
I see a lot of people who use their sphere, whether it's in real estate or any business, a lot of times they'll more or less just continually ask for the business,
Yeah.
right? Where my approach is a little bit different, where I just basically celebrate really big, really big.
Okay.
So if you follow me, you know I celebrate birthdays like crazy. Little things like, it was Valentine's Day last month. So I went to Target and I bought a bunch of little Valentines and I sent it out to all the kids I know, whether they're clients or not. And I got these cute little videos on my phone from the kids thanking me. How'd you pick my right color?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, just
Luck.
they think I did. Yeah. And so you just make those little tiny things special, and then they remember you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do small things great, you get greatness in return. And that's so I guess that's more tradition untraditional. Is I don't normally go out and ask for the business.
Yeah.
It certainly comes to me. Someday that might change and I may have to change my business model, but it's working for now.
Yeah.
So you do small things great.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrate small things.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. That's
Yep. And I have really good follow-up systems.
okay.
So that helps too. 'Cause
Like
I-
following up, like in a transaction, or like during that, or is it
post
like
transaction.
okay? So
Post-transaction.
like birthdays or special days.
Birthdays, special days,
learn
how's
stuff about them?
anniversaries. I have a client that we've been looking for a hobby farm.
Mhm.
She wants to raise pigs.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not
Okay.
my jam,
All right.
but that's what she wants. And so everything pig, because right, it gets in your reticular activator, and then you see all the pigs.
Sure.
So everything pig, I text her. It's just I want her to know I'm thinking of
Yeah.
her. I don't.
Yeah.
If she never finds the right farm or the right house, that's okay.
Yeah.
I've made a friend, and,
Yeah.
and she likes pigs, and I just think they're cute now. You
It's
know?
a fun way to stay connected
It
without having
is.
to always talk about, I don't have any houses for you yet. I haven't found the pig farm
Exactly.
yet.
Or I'll just text her or message her or email her and say, "Oh my gosh, you were on my mind." You know, one of the things that I try and do is, and I learned this from some of the influencers I follow, is every morning on my way to work, I just kind of reflect on who needs a contact.
Okay.
And so now in the great technology age, I'll actually voice message them so they hear my voice. So I think it's easy to type something out. It's just not as personal. So I'll voice text them and just let them know I'm thinking of them. And it could be something real estate related or not. Generally, it's not.
So you text them the little voice thing on the iPhone where you send the message.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or through Instagram
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
DM or something.
Okay.
Yep.
That's cool.
So I do that, and I try and hit 3 people a day doing that.
And you're pretty consistent with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there, you mentioned influencers. Could you share with some of the people that maybe give you inspiration, or do you follow blogs or?
Blogs and podcasts are my,
Yeah?
oh, yeah, I eat it up. I'm always listening to a podcast.
What are a couple ones that come to your mind that were?
Julie Solomon is fantastic.
Okay.
Jenna Kutcher is great. Everybody knows her. Rachel Hollis, amazing. And then from them, usually on their podcast, whomever they're interviewing, I'll go and I'll check them out. And if it aligns with kind of my way of business or approach or influence, then I will follow them too. So
Are they like business more centered, or is it more lifestyle, self-empowerment? I'm just curious. Or a
more,
mix?
not necessarily, yeah, it could be a mix. Mostly it's more lifestyle.
Okay.
Or just mindset. It's I would say generally I have a bent towards the mindset because that's where my space is. I think I have a good presence in that space of a positive mindset, so that's probably more what I tend to gravitate to.
Do you have that naturally, or is there like a daily routine? Do you do affirmations? Do you have a morning ritual maybe?
I do.
Would you be willing to share it, or?
Sure. So the first thing that I do when I get up at the same time every day,
Okay.
What time?
7.
Okay. That's respectable.
It's
That's
not as early as I
respectable.
want to, but
No, it's 7
when you
a.m. is
work till
respectable.
11,
Yeah.
12 o'clock,
Yeah.
No, I mean, I
This
think
takes a lot of
when
you
someone
to
tells me
sleep.
when someone tells me they're out of bed at 5 o'clock every morning, I'm just like,
yeah.
now I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
you are extreme.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
My husband is. So my husband gets up at like 5. I never know he's gone. So the dogs and I sleep till about 7. Alarm goes off. And then the first thing that I do when I wake up is I do my affirmations. So my I am statements. And I do 5 every day.
Are they on your mirror?
Is it the same 5 or different 5 or?
It's different 5 depending on how I feel for the day and what
Okay.
is coming to mind, top of mind for
Okay,
me that
okay,
day,
okay.
or what I'm worried about, or like this.
What you're feeling.
You know,
Yeah.
that, yeah. And so all of that. So I start with my affirmations, and then I start with my thank yous. So and I'm spiritual, so I go and I say my prayer, and then, oddly enough, I get right out of bed and I make the bed.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
I suffer from a lot of anxiety.
Yep.
And
And
that just helps me. Number 1, it's not messy. Number 2, I've accomplished something like
Yep.
within the first 15 minutes of getting up. And if I accomplish nothing else, I know I accomplished
Yeah.
that.
You made
Yeah.
the bed.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's a book actually called Make Your Bed.
Mhm.
And everybody should read that. That's a phenomenal read. But that's how I start my day. And then I get up and get ready.
Sweet.
So
I like it. Huh.
let the dogs out, get my coffee.
Yep.
Huge coffee fan. So can't
And
start my day.
you're partial to Big B.
I am. Yes. Yep.
What would it take to convert you from a Big B fanatic to some other brand?
Money. Sponsorship.
Endorsement. Yeah.
Endorsement. No. I like their business model. It's like it speaks to me.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
and I was gonna buy one at one point. I was gonna open one at one point. And
Yeah.
I didn't. But their business model speaks to me. So that's why I really like
You
them.
probably would
And they're
have
Michigan
You would have
based.
done very, very well in that business, I
Mhm.
think.
And they're Michigan based, so I
Yeah,
like that too.
yeah.
So
Yep. And your daughter works at a Big B?
she used to.
She used to.
Yep, when she's home, she does,
Okay.
but she's away at school. So,
Okay.
Do you have any? Are you a person that like sets goals? Not only transaction goals, but like goals like I want to do this better in real estate. And do you function in goals like that?
loosely, probably
Okay.
not as tight as I should or want to, and I don't. They asked me that on the interview or question interview. Is that what was your transaction count? I don't count transactions.
Okay.
I know that sounds really random, but I, as you guys know, because we've talked about it and it's out there, I give away a bicycle for every
Yeah.
house bought or sold through me. That's just what I do to give back. And I do it in my client's name, and it's a big party, and it's just an amazing, amazing experience. So I count the number of bikes I get to give away. Now, that sometimes correlates to the number of transactions I have. Like my first year, I was really tight to the margins, so it was just one bike, one transaction.
Yep.
But then the next year, I was like, oh, well, this, I made more money on this. I can give away 2 bikes. Or I would say to my client what I was doing, and they'd be like, well, I want to give a bike. Well, then I have to give another one. And they have to. So then finally, it's like, stop.
Yeah.
Or the other agent would go
Yeah.
in and do it with me. So that is, to me, I track the impact I can make by giving away bikes, not necessarily number of houses bought or sold. I mean, don't get me wrong, I track that because that's my paycheck, but
Sure.
it's not as important as the impact I can have giving away bikes.
Do you have? I know you don't have. You may have a home office, but you actually have an office you go to.
I do.
Is that helpful to you? Do you need that? And tell me why.
Yes, I need that. So funny story is I had an office in the Kalamazoo branch, and I wanted to buy a new car. So I said to my husband, I'll move back home and take the money that I was spending on the office and buy a new car. And he said, yeah, do it. Great. Fantastic. So he totally revamped a room in our house. And I moved back home, and I sat there for 2 months. And my production went from like here to here.
Really?
Now, part of it was time of the year, okay, because we were hitting the November, December, January months that I can't stand. And then part of it was just simply I am a socially introvert, I guess if that's even a term. So I really do feed well from being around others' energy. And so to be home with just my dogs, it was like,
Yeah.
So my motivation went
Yeah.
down.
Mhm.
So for me, I like get up, get ready, and go to the office every single day.
Yeah.
Almost every day. I would say 90% of my time.
Make your bed, go to the office.
Mhm. For me, that is just, maybe it's just because I'm older and I'm used to corporate America and I'm used to going to that, but most of my work happens in my office in Kalamazoo.
Mhm.
And I've got it set up real fun. Like I've got a couch in there and I legit, I'll take naps. I took one the other day. I was really tired and I was really cold. So I turned on my heater, put on my Afghan and laid down and took a little nap. But, when you do work from 8 a.m. till, it could be 10 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
sometimes you need a break. So I love the office. I love the culture that we have there. And I don't have that at home.
No, I'm the same way. I have to get out and go.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be cooped up in a house. Mm-mm.
It was hard when we were going through the polar vortex. I was like, get me out of this house.
I mean, even on the weekends, like if like Lindsay's sleeping in, the kids are chilling, I'm like, I gotta get up and go get a coffee.
Not
I
me.
gotta go do- okay,
That
yeah.
I could stay home all day.
Okay.
I don't, but I could.
Yeah.
I love to be home. My husband's like, let's go out. No, let's stay home. Netflix.
Have you ever tried Zillow leads?
No, I've never paid for. Well, okay, I'm gonna rephrase that. I have not paid for Zillow, Trulia, Realtor. I've not paid for any of those leads. I do paid ads on social media,
Okay, yeah.
so I do that. But as far as buying leads, no.
How do the paid ads work for you on social media?
Okay,
Yeah.
I probably should track that better.
Is there any sort of,
let's
like-
put that down as a goal.
Yeah.
I track that, but tighten that up.
Is there any sort of have you tried different like headings or?
Mhm. I do A/B splits.
Okay.
I will customize my audience based on what I'm seeing out there.
Tell me what an A/B split is.
So
For those who don't know.
an A/B split is where you try two different titles and
Yep.
see which one responds better.
So you run two ads side by side, and you go, okay, well let's grab that ad that's working better.
Right. Every other parameter is the same, except for maybe it will be a different title or a different picture, depending on what I want to run and what I want to capture.
What kind of things do you say on those, or what's your approach?
Gosh darn, I have one running right now. I don't know.
I'm number one.
Yeah. No, never. I would know.
I heard of someone
No.
doing one that said
Blame me.
same day market analysis to your door. And they were getting responses going, hey, I like one, I like
Right.
one, I like one, I like one.
Which
and
is
so
funny.
So this person was delivering these CMAs to
Like-
your doors same day, like a
Right.
full-on market analysis.
Like walking, yeah.
Like knocking on the door.
And
here's
that's
your-
great. I don't, to me, because the majority of the people I work with are friends, family, and referrals.
Mhm.
I don't do a lot of that where, I have to establish a lot of trust.
brand
or
new
need or-
relationship,
I
yeah.
don't do a lot of that. I mean, I do. I have a listing appointment on Friday I'm going to that was a referral, but
Mhm.
I'm going to have to establish a relationship with them. I can see that working for people who are maybe newer in the market
Yeah.
and don't have as big a sphere as I have.
So are you targeting your family and friends when you pick your Facebook targeting approach? Do you target people you know?
Mm-mm.
So you're going for randoms.
I usually go for a radius.
Yeah, a radius, okay.
So obviously the greater Kalamazoo is my bread and butter, right? But I have 2 deals going in St. Joe. I just closed one last week in Lansing. So again, because this is going to age me, but a lot of my friends' kids are now buying a house. I don't know how it happens. Study and science, they get older, I get younger. I don't know how it works, but
Right.
all these kiddos who I watched as babies are now buying houses, and they trust me because I'm
And
like
have
a parent.
gotten Valentine's and birthday cards
Yes, they
from
have.
you.
They absolutely
Yeah.
have.
They know
So,
you,
and
yeah.
I've loved on them for years.
Yeah.
And so now they're buying a house, and of course they want to use me. So it just, wherever they need me to go, I'll go. So many people are so tight in their radius,
Yeah.
but I'll just go wherever. I've been up to Baldwin. I have 2 deals going on in St. Joe right now.
Wow.
So it's more people driven than location driven for me. That's not a great business model. I will say that because I spend a lot of time in the car.
Yeah. But if you believe that this business is sphere-based, then it's kind of tough to have a location you only work in.
Mm-hmm.
If your clients are your people you know who are moving everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
right? All over Kazoo,
Yep.
Portage, Plainwell, you name it.
Yeah. Plus, I'm kind of in a sandwich generation where I have all these youngins coming up that I've loved on that now want to buy houses wherever, so I go with them. And then I have like my parents' friends who are buying second homes or selling and moving, maybe out of state or maybe to the lakeshore or something like that. So for me, it just makes sense to go sphere versus regional.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing the fruits of that when you are growing and living with your sphere. Those stages naturally,
right,
that leads your business, and so.
And I don't know.
great.
I have not tracked it, but I was probably one of the first ones on Facebook. I don't know. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. But I was probably one of the early adapters of it, and so everything that I've been doing since I've been on that is leading to this moment.
Yeah.
Right. Like I didn't just jump on last month.
You're kind of Facebook native because you
Yeah.
were on so early.
I was. Yeah. Me and Mark.
Versus, do you ever see those funny things where it's like your parent, like those little like BuzzFeed articles when it's like 25 things your parents did on Facebook last week?
Yeah.
And it's like these hilarious posts that these parents are
right.
sharing.
In some sense I feel that way, but I also think that because I work with, and I've loved on these kids growing up and now I'm working with them, it kind of keeps me young too. So like, yes, Facebook is a huge part of my business, but Instagram is becoming a huge part of my business.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep up with the technology
Well,
that
your
kids are using.
It's interesting.
I feel like my
Yeah.
parents.
You're
but-
staying culturally
Snapchat.
relevant, though. You're culturally relevant, which is interesting.
And it's interesting. I'm a huge studier of human nature.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like finding the words that, like, millennials, they do not want a coach or a mentor. They want an influencer. So you got to use different terminology when you're talking to them, because then it makes you relatable, right?
You know their language.
And they don't need to know mine.
Right. Yeah.
So that has served me well, but because of the consistency of just loving on people and celebrating life with them since the beginning of Facebook or social media, whatever, it has served me for just this moment for success.
Yeah, I think that's true.
So
It's well said.
thanks.
Yeah.
So if there's people watching this video right now that are resonating with you, like they like what you're saying, like, gosh, I that's what I want to be. What would you encourage them to
Turn
do?
back. Turn back now.
What would you tell those people who are watching right now, going, how do I get to the point where I can have 20 pairs of glasses and I can be fun and enjoy my job and I can do this and I
Go on
can
a
live
cruise.
this? And
Oh, go on a cruise. Yeah, I can't wait.
what would you encourage these younger agents or anyone who's getting in the business really?
Work. I can't say that enough. I mean, there's a saying, and every single time I pull into the office, I say it to myself, first in, last out. And I know that may sound cliche and stuff, but I hit the ground running. I get up early and I'm to an office or a desk or a computer by 8 a.m. I don't usually stop until 10 a.m. Or 10 p.m. Well, that'd be nice. 10 a.m. That'd be amazing. No, 10 p.m. Now, I have moments of breaks in between, and I have my own life, and I do stuff with my family and stuff like that. But I may take a break to go to dinner, but then I'm right back at it, and it's a lot of work. If somebody wants to get in this for an easy life, because they're comparing their chapter 2 to my chapter 2000, don't do it. Turn back. It's not easy. Real estate is a very difficult craft.
There's no shortcut.
There's no magic bullet. There's no shortcut. There's
no
nothing.
substitution for hard work
No, and knowledge.
and knowledge.
And I think the biggest thing is I've been very, very fortunate to have mentors and to learn from the best of the best in the business. And even now, a lot of people in my sphere are the best of who's out there in real estate. All over the country, not just local, but all over the country. And the beauty of that is I take little nuggets of each of those and then I can put it and make my own blend and my own twist on my business. And I don't think that like what's working for me would exactly work for you. You can't follow exactly what I'm doing because your influence is going to be different than mine and your impact is going to be different than mine. So you really have to be true to yourself and find your own way to do things.
So you're a part of other groups in other parts of the country where you kind of share ideas. And
Yeah,
stuff.
I have
That's
friends.
cool.
Yeah, I have friends.
Are they formal groups or are they just agents you've
Very
figured
formal,
out?
and both actually.
Okay.
Either I've done business with them, maybe on a referral basis, or I used to have my own virtual assistant company, and I worked with a lot of mortgage originators. And through there, I was able to meet a lot of agents throughout the country. So that's really fun. One of my good friends is a real estate agent over in California. I've got a lot in Florida, so all over Colorado. So all over the country, and
Nice.
it's nice to see what other people are doing, so I can pick and choose what I want to make part of my business.
That's
model.
cool.
I have one more question because this is a pertinent one. This is one we hear a lot. Oftentimes, an agent or quite a few agents have said this, like, "Hey, this is a lonely business."
Mm-hmm.
How do you sort of like counteract the loneliness of you're out there working for yourself. You are working every single day. You close that door. It's just you and that computer, or it's just you and your phone. It's just you and your clients talking on directly. How do you find social fulfillment, or how do you find camaraderie? Do you look for that at the office? Do you look for that from agent community? Do you look for your friends? How do you balance out the sort of that lone wolfness of the business?
Yeah, I think that is one thing that plagues me deeply. Is it is even though I live a very large life online, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that I spend so much time as a solopreneur that it just you have to figure out how to balance that, because a lot of it is, I guess going back to your question, is I have a good friend who's in our office, Marissa Harrington, and she and I bounce ideas off each other all the time. In fact, we're getting together tomorrow, and we'll just sit down and just, and it will probably not any of it be business related, but she's a good friend and a confidant to me, who understands the same path, right?
Yeah.
So that's one part of it, and I think the other part is just finding something that you really like and committing to that. I was, as just an example, and you didn't ask me what I really like to do, but I will tell you anyway. I love hot yoga and vinyasa.
I see you posting about this a lot.
I love it. Like, it's my jam.
Okay.
And so I was invited to go to a performance at the Civic this evening. My husband and I were
cool.
with friends of ours. Yeah, I am not going.
Because
I said to the person, I said, thank you so much for the invitation, but I've got class. And they're like, oh, what are you taking? I'm like, hot yoga.
Yeah.
But it's
can't give it
therapy
up.
for me, right?
Yeah.
So I think in being diverse also in who you're hanging out with helps.
Yeah.
Like, my closest people are not in real estate, and that helps, because then I'm not like in the real estate world most of my time, because we are naturally anyway. Being a solopreneur, you live, eat, and breathe it to grow. I mean, that's what you have to do, right?
Yeah.
It's work, work, work.
Yeah.
And so and it's the nature of what we do too, because we're busy when other people aren't, right? So nights, weekends.
Yeah.
So if you like those, don't get into the business. But I think that is what's helping me too, and then I love yoga. That's huge for me, and I've reconnected with a lot of people because of that in my community. And then also, because of biking, my husband's a huge biker. I bought an electric bike,
Yeah.
and last year we bought a tent for our car, and we bought like all this camping equipment. Haven't used it yet, but
you
we're
will.
on track to
This
do
is
it
the
this
year.
summer.
Yeah.
This is the year.
Glamping or camping?
Well, for me, it's glamping.
Okay.
Okay, we've met, right? I don't rough it too much, but we take Ellie and Jake. Those are our bike names. They have their own Insta handles,
Nice.
and we take them on adventures. So trying to find stuff outside of real estate and friendships outside of real estate, it's hard to find that balance because they don't understand the life that we're in. Because a lot of people will clock in at 9 and clock out at 4, and they don't have to think about their job again until the next morning.
Yep.
Where they don't understand the chain that we have to this and stuff. So
Yeah.
so setting good boundaries and finding friendships and creating friendships outside of real estate is helping with
Yeah.
that lone wolf.
Yeah. I think that's good advice.
That is good advice. And you're doing stuff, not just you're
Yeah.
doing hot yoga or biking. So you're actually interacting,
Yeah.
and then you have a real estate buddy.
Yeah.
So
And I'm in a very
It's good.
different season of change, because after this year I'll be an empty nester, and my kids will both be in college, and so it is having to kind of reconnect with your spouse too, because for 20 years it's been the kids, everything that the kids need, and kids and kids and kids, and now it's like my husband and I look at each other going, what are we gonna do?
You gotta you gotta
yeah. So that's why
relearn
he's
how to do
like,
this.
go buy a bike, go buy camping equipment. Let's find the stuff that we used to enjoy together and do that again. So it's an interesting season that we're heading into.
Sure. Good. Well, you were just delightful. So
Oh,
thank you.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
This is fun.
Did we have?
Check if we have questions.
Oh, probably
It's
not.
35 minutes. So
Oh,
not
it's
easy.
35 minutes. Yeah,
That was quick, doesn't
that
it?
was, yeah.
Hold on.
Dom, how'd I do? Thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up from Dom. That's all I care about. Oh, double thumbs
Oh,
up.
we
Yay.
have some people.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they were just all very like, we love you. Thank you for being willing to share with your ideas with us.
Aw, I love you guys too.
A lot of positives. So
I don't know who said that, but I love you anyway.
we got Jason Schuringa showing some love.
I love
We got
Jason and Kristen. Good
Rena.
job, you guys.
We got Rena.
Oh, she's
Yep.
amazing.
We got
She's
Jeremy
our VA.
Gilchrist showing some love.
Yay!
So,
Yay!
yep, and yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
So, one thing that I will say that I love to do is I do love to connect with our 5-star agents. I was at a different brokerage before I came here, and I feel like I came on the recommendation of Rena, actually, and I love 5-star. I don't know if you guys know this. Well, you know this because we've talked about it, but I truly love 5-star. Like, I feel like it's home for me in my business, in my business model, and everything else that I'm trying to do. And so if anybody wants to connect with me, feel free, because
There you go.
I love to talk about it too. I love to talk about 5-star. I love to talk about real estate. I love to talk about influencing. I consider myself a micro influencer, which is somebody who doesn't have a lot of followers, but
You're doing it.
Thinks they have an impact. But yeah, I mean, so I'm very
Where do
open
they-
to discussions.
Where do they find you?
Julie sells kazoo at gmail.com. KZOO.
And what about your social media? What's your handle?
On Instagram, it's Jules Reisner, JULES Reisner.
Okay.
And then on, you want to say it? You know what it is.
Is that, no.
Jigs.
I was
Yeah.
Jigs.
I was waiting for it.
On Facebook, it's Julie Jigs Reisner or Julie Sells Kazoo.
Okay,
Both
and then
those.
Krista Bukema also says she enjoyed hearing all of what you had to say today.
Yay! Thank you.
Yeah, so I
Good.
think that thus concludes.
Yeah,
Thank you
no,
so
thank
much.
This is
you.
fun. Thank
Yeah,
you, guys.
Cross table high five. Thank you.
Yay!
We'll
hug off screen because
Yeah,
that
anyone
might
has,
make
if
people
anyone has any
uncomfortable.
questions for Julie,
It's okay.
check her out on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop questions in here.
Yep, absolutely.
yep.
Email me, text me, Facebook me, DM me,
they'll-
whatever.
This will stay on 5-Star Connect, and so if you want to, you can connect with people if they have
Anytime.
other questions. or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So,
I should say, you guys, he's not even going to see this, but it's my dad's birthday today. One of the people who's the biggest influence in my life is my dad, and it's his birthday today. He's 79,
Happy
and I just
birthday, Dad.
love him. So
Awesome.
happy
Well,
birthday,
happy
Dad.
birthday, Dad.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All right.
See you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
all right,
Bye.
that's it.